Hello class. We are going to be doing presentations using our class set of iPads. You'll all get to check out your own iPad to do the following presentation. What I've given you is an example of how to get to the app and use the app and then make your presentation the final project. So pay close attention and take notes. Everybody has already chosen their state that they're going to do a project on. There's a star on Idaho because that's the state that I did that I'm going to show you a sample project for. And I don't think you need to choose Idaho because you live there, so you already know quite a bit about it. The point of our project is to learn more about the United States and as a class try to figure out what each state has in it and what they're famous for and just a few facts about it. So the rest of the slides are going to cover how to find the app and use the app, and then it'll lean into what your project should have in it and what it should look like. So to begin with, when you open your iPad and turn it on, you are going to find the app we're using called Our Story, and it's in the bottom left corner. And I've already put it on the bar for you on the bottom so it's easier to find. So when you click on the app, it'll bring up something like this. And when this shows up on your screen after it loads, you're going to click Create New Story, which I have circled here in pink right in the middle. When you click that, it'll take you to this screen, which will have different pictures than what mine is showing, but it'll have pictures in there nonetheless. Now, yours won't have the pictures you need to make your story until you do some research about your state. And once you have the research about your state, your pictures that you're going to use for your project will be saved in your camera roll, which we have another tutorial on later. But right now, here's the pictures that I have in my camera roll that I'm going to be using for my presentation. So to take a picture from your camera roll and put it into your story, you must click the picture you want and then drag it down to the bottom, just like my arrow shows. So your finger would be on the picture of the blue Bronco Stadium, and you would not lift your finger up, and you would slide the picture all the way down to the bottom. And it says drag your image here, just in case you forget. It already reminds you what to do. And you can do that as many times as you want to get all your pictures in there. And then when you have all your pictures in there, if you didn't pull them in the right order, or you didn't put them in the order you want, if you just put your finger on the image that's on the bottom that you drug down there, and you click on it, you can move it around with your finger by dragging it to change the order of your pictures. That's how you use the app, and the rest of the presentation is going to show you what you need to have on your presentation. So make sure you have your paper and your pencils ready, because I'm going to go through with you what exactly you need in your presentation. It's very important that you write it down so that when you're doing research, you can find exactly what you need. Your presentation needs to start out with a scenic picture from your state. So here's a picture of the beautiful mountains in Idaho. And you also need to have the title of your state on the picture so we know what we're looking at. The next thing that your presentation is going to need is a picture of your state. So this is just a picture of the state of Idaho, and it's broken into all the counties that Idaho has, which is kind of interesting to share with your classmates, but it's not necessarily required. The next slide in your presentation is going to include a picture of the United States and your state colored in or shown somehow so we know exactly where your state lies in the United States as a whole. So if you look at ours, the Idaho, you could say it's in the top left corner or it's up in the left of the United States, and it's colored in so it's easy to see where it fits in with everything else. Your next slide is going to include a picture or representation or something that shows something that your state is famous for. So in Idaho, where people often say that we're famous for our potatoes. So I found a picture of an Idaho spud, an Idaho potato, and put them on here and just to let everybody know that Idaho is famous for their potatoes. The next part of your presentation should include the capital of the state you're doing. So the capital of Idaho is Boise. And you need to find a picture that shows something in Boise or in the capital that your state has. So I picked Bronco Stadium just because it's kind of like a big thing that people know about when they think of Boise. The next thing you need to find for your presentation is some pictures in your state. So this is just a picture of people driving in Boise, and you have to have at least one, but the more you have, the more interesting and the more we're going to learn about what your state looks like. So this is just a picture of Boise, and I made sure I put where it's from. So when you find a picture, make sure to write down where it's from so you know what part of your state we're looking at. So this is just a picture of Boise, but you're more than welcome to get more than one picture. After you have found everything that you want in your presentation, and you've taken all the pictures you want and you slid them into your presentation, and you put them in order, and you added words and everything you need to your presentation, then you're going to make a title. So in the left corner of my paper, you can see it's circled in pink. It says Idaho, and so that's the title of mine. And the title of yours can also just be the name of your state, something simple that's quite all right. And when it's completely done and you've checked and there's no spelling errors, if you put words and your pictures look good and you have everything in the order you wanted it to be, then you can follow the blue arrow and click on the green circle, which is going to help you send your presentation to me. Once you click on the green circle, it's going to take you to this page right here, and you're going to click on the one that says mail, and it is circled in pink for you. And at the bottom, it has my email address, lmason@nsd131.org, and that's where you're going to send your presentation to. It's going to come right to my email, and I'm going to put all of our presentations into one big one, and we're going to share it as a class and see how much we can learn about the United States. This presentation will be available for you to watch again if you need, and just skip to this part of it, and you can find my email address. I also have my email address on every single iPad, so you can also just look there, or you can just ask me in class. Now you know everything that needs to be in your presentation, and just so you know, your presentation is going to be presented to the class as a whole. I'll put them all together, and I'll present them to you guys on Tuesday next week. So you have until Sunday night to email me your presentation so I can put them all together. And then we're going to show the class everything we learned, and we're going to do some fun things with it. So be as creative as you like and learn a lot. I can't wait to see them.